Happy Saturday and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where you will learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Shivangi and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I would like to give you a brief overview to this Satsang session. If you'll direct your attention to the screen, you will see that the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of satsang. When we meditate, our consciousness is drawn from worldly objects and directed inward to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, leading us to higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsangs, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior. But it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. This is the type of satsang we will learn today where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy that we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next, the agenda for today's session consists of three parts: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, our founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instructions on how to meditate will be given, followed by a brief period of practice. During the interactive session, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or there will be a panel discussion. And now, I would like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into a satsang family where he witnessed his family members obtaining states of enlightenment and live lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. During that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangis. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English-speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by our Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Glad that we're here in Satsang. So today, I would like you to think about and reflect a little bit on being in the present moment. Mindfulness, meditation, a lot of these tools and techniques are basically to one of the byproducts or one of the outcomes is that we get into the present moment through that. So I was listening to a TED talk, and very interestingly, and I could relate to that, and hopefully you all could probably as well, that think of a crisis in your life. And, it could be like what I could quickly relate with is at work, when a crisis would happen, everything else is, set aside, and you focus. And now, as a person, you are literally in the present moment and you are not thinking about, this, that, and everything else. You're focused on that crisis or what needs to be done. Um, and it's all in your, almost like extraordinary focus can come out of that for individuals and teams. Um, and then he went on to talk about other things that can be done to um, get in the present moment, um, declutter the mind, uh, you know, and what I felt was that I almost this has gone through my mind sometimes, that I took a job which had high stress, um, because one, I could handle it, and two, there were all these situations where you could be calm and you could, lead people to do what they need to do in that crisis. Um, but that I learned through meditation. So interesting thing is that we all get into the present moment when there is crisis. So we need, and the extraordinary focus, concentration, even outcomes driven action, all comes along with it. Even our ability to bring decisions, and thinking, very sharply, all that happens during that time. And I was kind of thinking that I have seen some of the leaders in satsang, be very spontaneous, very, um, they would look at a situation and suggest something so effortlessly. Um, so anyway, I mean, the whole thing is that being in the present moment is very, very, very powerful. And all meditation does is that allows us to learn to be in the present moment during the time of meditation, which then we can learn and apply elsewhere. Um, Food for thought. But let's now try to be in the present moment. Um, so eyes slightly closed, and still and relaxed posture. So inward orientation is basically, helped by keeping eyes closed so the sensory input doesn't distract, and we can focus inwards. A still and relaxed posture also helps that. And then we think of this transcendental energy right here, right now, feel the presence, and that energy in form of light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are getting completely and totally immersed in that light. If mind wanders away, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that this transcendental energy in form of light is right here in front of us, and it's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body. and we are getting completely and totally immersed in it. We'll start with music. Music helps concentration, and then the music fades away. We go in deep silent meditation, and then we transition out with music again. Let's start. Happy, happy Saturday, everyone. Glad that we are here in Satsang. Feel free to switch to your video or unmute and ask any questions, share any comments, thoughts, insights, experiences. Just to keep the topic. So being in the present moment, if we look from, uh, you know, how our brain works, it has almost like a time machine where your brain constantly predicts and models the future from the past experiences, making it hard to stay in the now. And we know that. And so conscious attention, deliberately directing your focus, trains your brain to disengage from the rumination and re-engage with immediate experience. But anyway, that's there was another thing. You know, was a note somewhere that our brain does some of its best problem solving when we are not actively thinking. So spending more and more moments in our present moment awareness can decrease the activation of your nervous system, reduce stress, help you feel more regulated. Arvindji, anything on that?
Namaskar, Vijay, and happy Saturday, and really good meditation. So thank you for that. Uh, Absolutely, what you're saying is it is in fact been published and stated that um, mindfulness through meditation really brings the ability to reduce the cortisol and noradrenergic scenarios which interfere with the thought process, judgment, and decision making, and deep transcendental meditation is directly linked with enhanced memory and with enhanced processing, which is soft wiring, which then becomes so from trait to state, so it becomes more hardwired, it becomes more regular and constant. So it's the ability to make decisions and judgment is what it brings to us. So we're fortunate to have that. And I was just reading the final reflection, let it begin from the heart. In our busy performance-driven world, even spiritual practice can become another item to-do list. We measure effort, we strive for progress, and sometimes we forget the point. So, instead of just the posture and yoga, beginning with the presence and transcendental light in your heart, as you suggested, and that there is, again, published evidence of the fact that the heart center is extremely rich with neuronal expression of the not just the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, but also neurochemicals that all impact on the on the brain and decision making and judgment. So once again, it's quite well established. So thank you. And this meditation, may I humbly say, brings much more than neuroscience can ever say, because it brings that grace through Guru Maharaj's lineage that no neuroscience can explain. Yeah.
Good. Any other thoughts, comments, questions? Wow, everybody seems to be in deep meditation. That's not a bad thing.
And I've been doing very good, Sanjeev. It was a very good meditation since I think my mom and I were present in the moment.
Awesome, awesome. Hi, Paula. Hi, Jeff. Always glad to have you here. Uh, so good. So Steve, you quiet. Biju.
Namaskar. What, yeah, there's something about this meditation when you do as a community. I feel so much better, so much I wake up just at the end of it, feels so much more rested and than when I do it by myself. I don't know what it is about a community and when you meditate as a community. Yeah, thank you for a great session.
Yeah, I was thinking about the whole, I don't know, I'm forgetting the context. There was some discussion about, the whole, uh, sometimes, just the backdrop of community here has been from day one. And it's creating like a family-like atmosphere and, um, you know, which and I try to stay away from things that have negative connotation, but I recently looked at one of the Indian communities, which is um, very progress, let's say very affluent, right? And what happens is that they support each other so much that and the money and the support and all that circulates within. And I was looking at that a little more closely because there was some, interaction, and I was like, yeah, that's great. But what I have learned through satsang is that the family has no bounds. The Be it affluence, be it the community feeling, be it the family feeling, it has no bounds. There is no, because you are so and so or such and such or connected this way or that way, only then I look at supporting you. What I learned in satsang is like, be it my grandfathers, my grandmothers, my parents' house was always open. People could walk in. Nobody asked them like who you are, where you're from, or even I mean, conversationally maybe, but there was no, barriers to access. And a lot of the spiritual support, the guidance, this and that was not like, okay, this is for them and not for the other, which is, yeah, in the context of how people, and I don't know, I think I'm going on a segue again, but it's like people make clicks based on the geography from where they are from, uh, you know, for one reason or another, we just tend to, I mean, it's like, but all individuals are having their own journey, their spiritual journey, and just helping each other as humans should be the mantra. So anyway. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's a winter storm warning here in Northwest Minnesota, so I'm having a hard time being in the present. I'm flying out to Hawaii tomorrow,
Oh,
and we had
oh,
school was e-learning yesterday, and I left my house about 8:30. It's about a half-hour drive out to school here, so I'm just was excited to get here by 9 o'clock to be to be a part of this community this morning. So it's just it's the weather is just it's crazy right here. I've been distracted. It's a chaotic week. I do peer observations for my colleagues. Um, there's I do 3 observations a school quarter. I'm just trying to bring people along or try to elevate them and offer suggestions and collaborate. And so people always procrastinate till the very end. We're at the end of the semester, so it had to get done this week. So that's how the week started. There was an honor society induction meeting on Monday, and grades are due here. So it's just when life gets chaotic like this, I just feel I was so distracted all week. I just feel uncomfortable when things get so chaotic like that. So this morning was it was just a nice
yeah,
opportunity to take a deep breath and reset. So
yeah. I definitely relate with that. Sometimes, just sitting and meditating, which, what is interesting is like when, you meditate regularly, but then there are these times when there's so much going on and you are not sure you have time for the meditation. That's when you need the meditation the most. It's interesting. Yeah, this morning I walked out to walk my dogs, and that's when it started snowing. It's like great timing.
yeah, it's always interesting too during the course of the week. My mind runs so many directions with all of the like the political things going on with ICE's presence in the state of Minnesota right now. I'll watch bits and pieces of that, and then my mind gets restless with those sorts of things. And then on the other side, the Indiana football team, their quarterback Fernando Mendoza. I read that he spoke to a group of millionaires and billionaires at the Walter Camp Award ceremony, where he was awarded with the Outstanding College Football Player of the Year award. And he talked about the importance of building community and lifting people up. He's just such a refreshing personality. He told these people that if you have much more than you need, that is not really yours. When there are young kids out there that don't have enough, that don't have the supports, that aren't getting proper educations. It was just, it wasn't just the typical routine type of thank you thing, but just some just beautiful leadership, I thought. And it's just you just see someone on the surface. I guess you don't really know them as a person, but he just seems like a different type of individual that's so grounded. And it was just refreshing to see someone with leadership skills like that. I think that's what life is about. It's about building community. And I think like-minded people tend to gather, they tend to find each other. So it's just important, I think, to continually surround yourself with people that that have that mindset that we're here to lift each other up and we're here to build community. And when you do find that, you should be having a sense of gratitude for that. And I think that's what I find with this group. It's just always uplifting.
So true. And I think somewhere in the backdrop, you're referring to how, the 1% who have all the money, they're actually just growing that to a point where the rest um, doesn't have enough. And then what's happening in the political landscape is actually, I was talking to Dr. Rajat last night. It's like, how can this country, which stands for, beacon of freedom and, um, I used to have, fortunately, at one point for some time, I had my office where through the window I could see the Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, what is going on here? It's just um, very, very, it's like, see, the whole thing is like, when your community shouldn't be a clique, right? It's like it because I mean the billionaires have their clique, right? It's like your open arms and love thy neighbor is like you have no prerequisites or predetermined ways in which you limit who comes in the community, right? And that unfortunately we as humans just tend to do that just all the time. Yeah, on that note, I think so. So you have other things going on Monday, but you're going to Hawaii, right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, my wife is a potato researcher and she has a meeting on the Big Island, so I'm just tagging along for this one.
Yeah, awesome.
So
I would tag along myself. It's like absolutely
I'm leaving
anytime.
I'm leaving the snowstorm and yeah, so
Yeah.
Minnesota winters are crazy. They're
Oh,
just
absolutely, absolutely. I've been there once or twice. Uh, yeah, I think it was around Thanksgiving, and it was yeah, it was already pretty cold.
I took a basketball team to Australia for a tournament in 2000, and we stopped in Hawaii on the way back through and saw Pearl Harbor and some different sites, but I haven't spent any real extensive time there. So
It'll be
it'll
nice.
be a time to hike and reflect and
Yeah,
yeah, just reset.
absolutely. And beautiful, 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 beautiful. One of the, I think, most beautiful places I've ever seen.
Looking forward to it.
Have a good trip.
Will do.
Uh,
Thank you.
and love, light, and peace be with us all. And hope to see you all back in Satsang soon. Take care.
नमस्कार जी
नमस्कार जी. नमस्कार ओंकार, Tharu, Sujata ji, Mahima ji, Arvind ji, Yela, Abhishek, Rajat, Jeff, Paula. Steve. Steve.
Namaskar, Bhaiya.
Namaskar.
Have a good week.